Yar.
Yarr!
Yep. This is episode 1 of The Heart of the Sea, The Coming Storm, the brand new series. I am your host, Crack DM. These are my crew of degenerates. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
We are short one person who will be joining us later today, but that's neither here nor there. We're all here to play some D&D.
That's a good way to put it.
So our scene starts with a sandy-haired young man standing in the crow's nest. He's got a pair of binoculars. He's looking through them, and he is seeing waves crash against a distant shore. This is Jimmy, the cabin boy. He calls from atop one of the masts, "Land! The island is there!" And he shimmies down, running excitedly deeper into the ship. We immediately cut to our captain's quarters, where we have our first player. Tilia, will you describe your character to everybody?
Tilia is probably the tallest, sexiest pirate captain you've ever seen. She's almost 7 feet tall for a human, and is typically seen not far away from her 10-foot-long spear.
Yeah, the ship hits a really big wave, and you're kind of sitting there at this desk. It's got a large map of all of the isles on it that you bought at port. You've got books that you probably don't read, like on the corners to make sure it's held open. Stereotypical like knife in it probably. And like when it hits that big wave, like you catch like a cup of wine you've been sipping on. And that is when Jimmy like bursts right into your room, totally against protocol. He's like, Captain, it's there. The map was right. It's right there. We're less than a mile off the shore.
Hold. Back up.
He's like dancing with anticipation.
I'm gonna gently put down my wine glass, push him back onto the rubber mat, killing all of his momentum so he can wipe his feet off.
Yeah, he gasps for air. Like the whole time he's still just talking, but his words all kind of like run together, and he's like, we're almost there. I have to go tell everybody else." That he like immediately takes off.
With a exasperated but pretty excited sigh, Tilia's gonna chase out after him.
All right. Next, we come to our quartermaster. Quartermaster room is very neat and clean, just how Jurgen likes it. Very sparsely decorated, with everything in its proper place and cataloged. You think about one of those. Like, have you ever gotten one of those cases that has poker chips in it, and it's got those slots where they like rest on their ridges in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You've got one of those, and it's got like the ship's current gold supply in it, which is not much. And go ahead and describe yourself, Jurgen.
So, Jurgen is a small but mighty man. He's about 4'4", pretty stout, and he has 240 pounds of just pure muscle. Looking at him, you probably wouldn't be able to tell that he's out of his prime. At this point, Jurgen has lived long enough to become a dad and a grandfather of 5, and desperately just wants to make it back where he could see his grandkids. So he is very stern about just getting jobs done and finding a way to get back home.
same thing happens. Like, you hit this big wave, and instead of, I would imagine Jurgen's not the type to get drunk. So instead, like, that little tray of gold you have just kind of starts to slide across the table, and you just, like, reach out, put your hand on it, like, drag it backwards. And Jimmy bursts into your room this time, doesn't cross the threshold. He just goes, we found the island. Captain's gonna want everybody to get ready soon. I'm gonna see you there. I have to go get the others too. Bye. And then just runs.
Jimmy, what was that? he would just, he's not going to chase after, but he's going to walk to the door and see where Jimmy's running out to.
Jimmy is just running deeper into the ship. Speaking of deeper into the ship, this ship's decently large. Like, it was a nice merchant vessel. You've got your first mate's quarters, you've got the captain's quarters, you got the quartermaster, and then you've even got a, like, combined with where the rest of the crew sleeps is basically the kitchen, the mess, chow hall. And that is where we find the remainder of our party, starting with Kiko. Why don't you go ahead and describe yourself to everybody?
Character goes by Z. You always get that one wrong.
Yeah,
Sure.
well, you know.
Yeah, so there's Z, laughing it up with the crew. 5'10", half elf, pale skin, black eyes, black hair, mid-20s, pretty sly build, has a dagger around her waist and a dark blue cloak with 99 daggers and one missing spot where a 100th dagger previously was.
You said you're, what were you doing again, playing cards?
Yeah, just shooting the shot with the crew.
Yeah, like, you've got a few, like, a small little group together. It's you, there's Ula, who's this, like, really gruff, dark-skinned dwarf. It's very similar to Jurgen. He's, like, kind of very athletic, bulging with muscle. And he looks very upset at the hand that he has. There's Andin, another sailor, who's just, like, he's always been part of this ship, kind of older. And then you've got Vlor and Jnor, two goblin brothers, who have very terrible poker faces. You know, you guys are having a good time when, like, instead of hitting a large wave this time, the ship anchors, and when all that momentum suddenly stops, like, chips, some people's cards go flying, and Ula's like, perfect, I can get out of this game. Like, kind of throws down his hand.
I'd throw down a hand that easily would have beat everyone at the table and went, oh well, I'll get you guys next time.
Yeah, it's like all aces, some shit like that. Like,
See, I actually have bad luck, because if I had good luck, we would still be playing.
And finally, probably sitting and enjoying their meals, we have first, is it Kazar?
Kazar.
Kazar. Go ahead and describe yourself.
Kazar is a middle-aged dwarf with a full beard and decently long hair, blue eyes. He wears pretty common clothing, though probably slightly out of place in the particular area they're in, because the brooch on their cloak is the emblem of the Kingdom of Fall.
Yes, that nice, elegant, double-headed eagle. And beside him, we have the last character who is currently here, Dragona. Why don't you go ahead and describe yourself to everybody?
Yeah, Dragona is half orc, She's 20, and she looks more orc than she does human. She's half orc, half human. She's bigger built because she is a barbarian. She got big muscles, swing that axe, you know.
Mm.
On the more passive Shire side, and loves her family.
Awesome. As before with the other two, in comes Jimmy right as like anchor is dropped, and I would like to imagine that it like catches him by surprise, but because he's so like young and nimble, given his job as lookout, he turns from a head over heels cartwheel into like almost a front flip, like lands on his feet, and he's like, "Everybody, we're there!" Like very excitedly. They're getting the little boat ready. What do y'all do?
After seeing him run off towards the mess area where everyone is, Jurgen, after very carefully stocking all of the gold away, would have went and checked on what was going on. So he'd be walking in just a few paces behind Jimmy at this point.
Actually, I think Attilia would be following pretty shortly after him. So after he spills everything out of his brain at once onto your floor, he leaves, and then I'm shortly after.
Then I would walk there with you. So I guess those in the mess hall would see Tilia and I kind of approach together.
Is
Yeah,
everyone
I
kind
would-
of gathering in the mess hall right now?
Yeah,
That's what it seems like.
it's so ships rotate in shifts, right? So everybody who's currently up on deck, it was there from like late at night to early morning. This is like first thing. The sun has just risen. You guys were getting ready to trade shifts.
Okay.
So the
Since everyone
coffee's
seems to
out.
be
Some very
converging
shitty
into the,
coffee. Sorry, go ahead.
Since everyone seems to be converging into the mess hall anyway, Gazar would just calmly continue finishing their meal for the moment.
Gotta love some good old fashioned ship gruel.
Jurgen would look to Tilia beside him and say, "Well, ma'am, what's the plan?"
Well, I think first things first is most likely a celebratory drink, and then, well, we should square away with everyone, get everyone on the same page, and then decide as a group.
Jurgen would not oppose to this. While Robert was correct to assume that he definitely doesn't drink enough to get drunk, he certainly does appreciate a good cup of ale.
All right.
Yeah, if you look hesitant, I'll bribe you with some of the captain's select bottles I have squirreled away.
Ooh, he certainly would not turn that down.
Yeah, some very nice bottles from off in the east. Alcoholic pleasures here in the Isles are very common. Well, I would say probably about 20 to 30 minutes pass before everybody down below deck takes the places of those above. And you guys see it. I will switch scenes. First off, to the stream, here's the title page, The Heart of the Sea. And the island that you've pulled up to. Well, you're not like directly on the shore. You're probably like a quarter mile out, right before the water gets shallow enough for you to actually like run aground. Like, but you can see the island and plenty of features on it from here. It's covered in trees, and it's got a like almost like a shallow pool in its center with rocks that have been arranged in it that are just barely above those inner waves. The boat there is for show, you know, for whenever you guys actually do explore it.
Gotcha. And is this just a random island, or is there a name of this island?
It doesn't have a name, but you guys like in our session 0, rewinding backwards, a map was purchased from an old man trying to get out of the Isles. He needed money to get onto a ship. He had a map to an island that he was not able to explore. That you guys purchased it from him. This is that island.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm just happy to hear that the island's here. If there's treasure, that'll just be an added bonus.
Jurgen is extremely respectful of his captain and will always follow her orders, usually following behind her. But he is quite ready to get off the ship for a little bit. And so, with people or not, he's going to start heading to land.
How easy is it to get down off the ship?
You're pretty acrobatic, so for you it'd be remarkably easy.
Great, I flipped down.
I guess that's a good point.
Okay.
How,
well,
how many
if
of
you're
us
gonna,
can do
if you're gonna do a
superhero
flip, there's gonna be a roll involved. You're gonna...
Yeah, no. Oh, first roll of the game. Okay.
All right. I would say. Should I be mean and make it jump? I think maybe.
Oh, I forgot there's other roles for this. I'm gonna have to familiarize myself.
No, I'll make a tumble check.
Okay. It's in alphabetical order if it helps.
Easily, yeah.
Well, I'm clearly showing off.
Yep. You land in like the small dinghy that's been prepared, right on your feet. Only shake it a little bit.
I do like the gymnast pose where I like have my arms up and my feet like perfectly straight together.
You probably would have, considering you jumped, you probably would have made it down there before Jurgen. But eventually he would make his way down there as well. I imagine there's like a rope ladder or something to get down there the normal way.
Yeah.
So he's very steadily climbing his way down. And he would look to Z and just say, "Show off."
If you got it, flaunt it.
That's a fair point.
And Tilia will jump up onto the edge of the boat and look out at everyone else. Anyone else is more than welcome to join on, but if you do, please don't wander too far. I don't want any one of you losing any legs, falling into something wrong here. If you want to stay on here, that is more than acceptable. And with that, I will do a backflip off the boat. With a wink.
Dragona will be close to follow, because after that comment, she feels like she needs to protect, and maybe, be at their side, so she quickly follows behind.
Okay.
Azar is the last to join,
All right.
following after Dragona when after the entire party chooses to get on the boat.
Let me
Where
go
is
ahead
Tilly?
and
Chill.
get my dice. And I'll see if any of the crew decide to come down.
DM favoritism. Make Tilia do a tumble check.
Yeah. I can do a jump check.
No.
They can't
Or
do
a
it.
tumble.
Hey, I didn't make you do a jump check when I couldn't. So why would I make him do a tumble check? Okay.
Because he backflipped.
Well, because of the flip.
Because of the flip.
No, just make a jump.
Oh shoot. I'm talking to myself. Hold on.
Mm. And no, none of the crew decide to join you.
What the hell?
As much as Jimmy wants to go, yeah, I think it would be best if he was left on board.
Like, I think he needs to have a nice little sit down.
Yeah,
kind of
he got
figured
super
himself out
excited.
early.
He's just excited.
Yeah. I'm not gonna force anyone onto land. If they want to stretch their legs, they can, but I do want to impress to them the danger of, an unknown island.
Speaking of unknown, here you are. These palm trees bear very little. Some of them do have coconuts. Others, completely devoid of any fruit. And fruit in this context meaning, whatever the tree has. Sandy beach is void of starfish and crabs. That shallow pool doesn't have any fish that you can see in it, though it does have waves that kind of crash up against that stone structure in the center.
Are there any coconuts that have fallen to the ground?
Yes, one.
Jurgen wants to go crack open a coconut. It sounds mighty tasty.
Okay. Yeah, you crack open a coconut. It tastes like coconut.
Sweet. Jurgen quite enjoys coconut. And he was just getting thirsty again. He would look to Tilia and say, "Well, Captain, where are we going?"
Well, she'll gesture with her spear towards the center of the island. That looks mighty conspicuous, so perhaps we save that for last.
Agreed.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's gonna end up being there.
Dragona will nod in agreement very enthusiastically.
Well, far be it from me to hold you back. Let's check it out.
What does the map say? Or is it just to the island?
And the map is just to the island.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. The Okadra didn't say exactly what to expect once we made it to the island.
Wait, so we don't even know what we're looking for?
Just that there better be riches, damn it. We need
I'd like
pay
to look
these people.
around for traps or I don't know, movement or anything.
Like on the island in general, or
Yeah, on the island in general.
Okay, yeah, roll a spot.
Boo.
like. You kind of like you kind of scan the dirt. You look for like any sign that somebody else has been moving around here, and you don't find any.
As they're walking around, Jurgen is gonna stand back with Kazar and say, "So, what do you think we're gonna find here?"
Hmm. Kind of looks out at the thing in the middle. I couldn't say. Could easily be nothing.
Could be. I mean, we did come here looking for some sort of treasure, and it appears that there's a well in the middle. Maybe we'll find some spare coins.
We'll have to see what fate has in store for us today.
Oh, Alex, if you wanted to drag a token on there, I got you, buddy.
Oh, can I get a nice one?
Yeah, here I will drag all the PCs -1 onto this little map here.
Is yours even better than my little silver circle?
I mean, even little silver circle's better than what I got.
I made it green, but
Hey yo, I'm green.
you guys should have control. If you do not, let me know. I'll assign it to you.
Nope.
I do.
I do not.
Okay.
I do not.
Somebody has control of theirs. You see that?
Looks like I do.
Haha, Abby special.
Thank you very much.
Let's see.
Dragona said, "Look at me go!"
And now Abby's just showing off.
she just
I'm zooming around. Dragona just starts running. Doing
Yeah, everybody
laps.
else gets frozen by some mysterious force, and you're just like sprinting.
I just imagine like, I don't know why I imagine her with bare feet, but you could just like hear the bare feet and the sand just.
No, you're probably right.
I can move.
She feels like a hippie woman enough to like, gotta get her
Yo,
toes
what-
in the sand.
Oh, I can move now too.
All
And
right.
I'm purple.
So Z, with your, I'm gonna continue on with your spot check here. So like, what?
I agreed. That's it.
Oh, okay. I thought you said wait. Yeah, so like you walk around the kind of sand ring that forms around this little shallow pool. You find no sign of any other people, and then like the only way to really check if that big a hole is trapped is to go up to it. It's like you kind of wade through the water, and it's very cold, like colder than the ocean. You feel it immediately as soon as you step in. And when you walk up to this pit, a spot check of 18 actually reveals that this used to be the top of some kind of staircase.
I don't share that with the party.
Okay.
How deep is this water around the well?
It's like waist deep. And then the well comes up like, so the water splashes up against it and kind of gets up towards the lip of that little hole, but it doesn't quite like overflow into it. That reaches up to your chin.
Waist deep for who? Because I'm 5'10" and Tilly is 7 feet.
It would depend on the proportions of to like, do they have a long torso or long legs? I'm saying.
Fair enough.
For the record, she's got fairly normal proportions, but leaning on legs. Her
Okay,
legs
so
are
I guess
incredibly muscular.
thighs for you, waist for everybody else. Except for our jewelers, who it would be like belly.
As everyone, as the group starts approaching the well, we'll use use a casting of detect magic and
Okay.
walk up to the edge of the and approach the edge of the water, but not go in.
You're not like, are you just checking out the water?
Yeah, I just approach the edge of the water and then I use detect magic, looking towards the well, just to be, you know, in range of everything.
Okay.
So that detect magic can see the whole area.
Yeah. None of this is magical.
What happens when we
People
look?
kind of give a cursory glance, like, you know, do the whole, like, you know, turn their head and do a slow, like, little 360 while checking for any magical signatures.
Don't make yourself too dizzy now.
Yeah, you. While I will give you that this is very strange, there is no magic, at least none that you are able to discern.
Can we look down into the previous staircase well thing?
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll a new check?
Yes, please.
Okay. Same thing or different thing?
Spot still, yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Okay. Yeah, so this whole thing is really old and it's been obviously very worn down by weather. So like down the sides it's become like almost sheer. But all the way down, almost like little specks, you see light.
Does anyone else see the light at the bottom of the well?
And as soon as you point it out, like nobody else has to roll. Like you guys can see it if you're there crowding around the edge. Like
Jurgen would waddle his way over through the water.
just squish, 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 squish.
And he looks down and says, "That's a strange sight."
I'll grab a loose piece of rock and drop it down there. Observe it as it falls.
Well, at a certain point you lose it because it's dark almost all the way through until you reach where those little specks of light are. So listening, I'd say it takes probably about 5 seconds.
Well, long way down. I mean, if our treasure's down there, it had better be worth it because it's not simply land.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast this. If it'll roll. Please roll.
Back to secret doors. So that is actually out of range. So, like, I will save you the cast if you don't want to cast that right now because
I don't cast that.
Yeah, it's like 200 feet down. Like,
And you say it's like the ruins of the staircase. Is there any...
I told Z that they did not relay that to you, so you don't know that. Actually.
Gotcha.
At this point, I tell the group that.
Okay. Well, now you do.
Is there any remaining steps or stringers or anything?
Your spot check didn't give you that information. So.
I haven't rolled a spot check yet.
No, Z.
Yeah.
You're welcome to look, but
yeah, I'd like to see if there's any non-obvious pathway down.
Well, you did meet the DC, so yes, there. It's a bit of a climb considering it's 200 feet, but it's not quite as sheer as these initial observations. They're like the stairs are gone, but there's enough out there that they can like you can have handholds basically on your way down. Or you could tie a rope and
Well, anyone with the grip strength is more than welcome to climb on down, but I'm sure we've got enough rope aboard to spare an expedition for some of our lighter personnel.
Is this a bad time to mention that I'm a little afraid of heights?
Well, that's okay, because we're going down. We're not going high up.
Oh,
You'll
precisely.
Be completely safe.
We're already high up, and big boys fall hard.
Well, just don't fall. Easy as that.
Aye, aye, Captain.
So, any volunteers want to take the direct route, or shall we wait for the safety rope?
I would prefer to wait for the rope.
Right then. And immediately, like 30 times louder, Tilia will shout for rope up at the ship. 2 coils, at least.
coils of rope. Okay.
Suppose one of us has got to go first, and it might as well be me. I can at least guide the rope down, see if there's anywhere I can anchor it on the way.
Alright. Yeah, the 2 of your crew come off the ship. Quinn and Gregory. Quinn is just a young human, about 20 years old, just like Dragona, and Gregory is an older halfling who is always very grumpy. Yeah, they bring you the rope, and then they just go back.
Yeah, I'll accept the rope with a stern nod. Who is our resident rope expert?
Yeah, use rope is a skill, so who's got use rope?
That's a good question. Let me check. I don't think I do. Yeah. No, it is not a skill of mine. Nor do I have any points in it.
Yeah, I'm not especially talented in it.
I have a good dex, and it is a skill of mine, but I didn't add anything additional, which feels stupid on a boat, but
Dragona also does not know how to use the rope.
That's
I'd be willing
this is
to
very
try.
funny. Very funny.
Well, a good dexterity is better than what I got.
If you have it as a class skill, I'll say you can attempt.
I guess I can try it, but I'm definitely not amazing. Oh no.
Even my dex is a 0. I should not.
Well, do you have use rope as a class skill?
No.
Yeah, you couldn't do it anyways. An 8?
Mm-hmm. Did not
No-
roll well.
Nobody else has it?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, you.
I know what I'm doing my next level up skills in.
All right. Yeah, you you tie the rope here at the top. Tilia, like you start kind of leading it down, and
Could I just grab hold of the rope? That way there's a little more sturdiness.
And I'd like to climb with the rope as a backup more so than belay down.
Like a rock climber technique where the rope's tied, but you're attempting to climb down the ropes just in case you slip.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah, and
Okay.
then once the rope is down, hopefully we can help people down.
All right, make a climb check. Okay. Good news is you make it down. Bad news is the rope snaps.
Oh,
Sorry, everybody.
You don't fall. Your climb check was high enough for that. But like, definitely, like the way you're coming down is just too steep of an angle. It like the rope rubbing against that rock all the way down. It just like cuts it. Like,
well, there goes the easy way back up.
Jurgen like pinches the bridge of his nose in frustration, and he says, "Z, aren't you supposed to be the nimble-fingered one of us?"
We all make mistakes. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect.
I
I'm
never
pretty close
said
to
you were perfect. I just thought you'd be the best at the job.
And maybe this was the best of the job. Oh, doesn't that suck?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
well,
die today.
No, you'll be great. As long as you don't use anything that I tie up, you'll be great.
Good to know.
wow. Okay. Does anybody have anything else they want to try? Get down there?
I don't know.
Can I yell down at Tilia and ask what she sees?
Yeah.
what does Tilia see?
Well, Tilia, why don't I go ahead and put you on the map for down here?
Ooh.
For everybody else, it's blank. You can't see because you don't have vision. But for Tilia,
That's so.
I'll go ahead and actually make it to where everybody can see Tilia here. Save.
Cue
And
the
then go
Zelda
ahead and-
music.
You have vision. I'll make it to where you emit light. Can you see Tilia?
Yes, I can.
All right, cool. I know there's a way for me to see as if I was your token. That would appear on stream. Oh well. I'll just go ahead and get rid of the dynamic lighting here because that's too annoying. There we go. Alright, so you can see light kind of filtering through from up above. That's what that God ray right there is. But there's also, like, on the walls there's this, like, glowing moss. It's kind of formed down here. Some glowing lichen, and it provides enough light for you to see unassisted. There are two fountains in the walls whose drains are overflowed with vegetation and algae and whatnot, and have started to like flow out of their little basins and pooling down at the bottom half of the room. There are obvious skeletons of people who died down here.
So does it smell like salt water down here?
Yes.
Okay. I'll just take a cursory look around, noting all of the dead bodies, or, well, I assume long dead
Uh-huh.
skeletons.
Yeah, very.
Yeah. Attilia will back out of the room and head back to the hole.
Okay. There you
I'm sorry, she heads back to what?
to the hole.
I think I see the treasure, but there's looks like there is some unsuccessful adventurers ahead of us. We're gonna need some more brain power down here.
Is that a request for us to come down?
Yes, and also please throw down my spear.
If no one else goes for it, Jurgen would grab the spear and just say, well, "Watch your head," and drop it down.
While he's doing that, I'll start the climb down.
Okay. So there is a mechanic. Never mind. You rolled. So you're taking that. You succeed.
Oh, is there a mechanic where I didn't have to use strength?
Basically, you can take 10 or take 20, and it is you're spending the necessary amount of time to do something safely to take that number.
Oh, well, I boosted all my things that would have had negatives for strength anyways, so.
So if anybody else would like to take 10 or 20, you can. Just know it's going to take about 20 minutes for you to get down if you do so, at least in-game.
Wait, so take 10 for what?
Instead of rolling climb, you would just take 10, but that's you saying, I'm going to take 20 minutes to do this one task. And I'll say that again, just in case anybody didn't hear me. Taking 10 or 20 means you're taking time to do the thing. So you don't have to roll, but you're using up your time. So there you go. That was the second time.
Okay.
Whoops.
Yeah, Jurgen would very hesitantly go ahead and make a climb. It's a climb. Will I? 17. Okay, lots of 17s.
Our party's already summoned to.
Yeah, well, we're missing one, as far as I can see.
Alright. If they are the last one on the surface, then and they were requested down there, they will cast this. And they kind of they kind of almost like using fly, they almost just walk on the water over to the well and then gently like just float straight down the middle of it until safely touching the ground.
Jurgen would look at you and say, God, I wish I could do that.
Herchug's not supposed to be there yet.
What's up?
I
So
put-
that's a lot of
Think about
17.
somebody who was on the screen that wasn't with the group, Anthony. I wonder who that can...
No, I didn't hear your words.
I was definitely waiting until I was either asked to go down or ordered to, because that's a 3rd level spell.
Yeah, that's true, but at least
But I'm a dwarf in heavy armor, so climbing down's not going to happen.
yeah, I didn't make any orders. I just asked for some more brain power.
Yeah.
I mean, that was an ask. So, Yep, so y'all are down there now.
I think the crew's been together enough time that we know that that's your version of giving an order. You almost never give orders.
Yeah, that's true. I don't need to with a crew like you guys.
Okay.
Um,
So here in the center of this little chamber is a bunch of gold pieces just kind of scattered around, and a chest that is not open. And it is up against a sarcophagus with a. It's very much. It's been worn over time, but there's obviously used to be some kind of person that was carved into the top.
Does detect magic reveal anything down here?
Yes. In the chest. It's a gold color. It's not very strong. Could be because of the chest. Could be because the chest is in the way. But yeah, you do detect some magic.
Gold color. Do I know what that aura means?
Divine.
Okay.
Can I use knowledge history to see if I recognize the sarcophagus?
No, but if you have knowledge religion, you can.
Knowledge local, maybe?
Sure. Does anybody else have something they would like to try?
Um.
I don't think so.
I'll throw.
Oh wait a second. I have all the knowledge. I could do it. Knowledge religion.
I threw a religion check in there.
Okay. It was to me and not publicly. I don't know if that's by choice or not, but
No, yeah, it was just the sheet's default. I haven't gone through and done the drop down for setting no on everything.
okay.
17 key.
Abby, Cassie, would you like to tag in?
Dragona is not very knowledgeable, so she won't know anything about this, but she might be tempted to go up and touch the glowing moss.
It's soft. Okay, yeah, so Tilia, Jurgen, and Kazar, you three, Tilia first because you got the highest roll. It's very faint, but this is a carving of Uana, which I have changed my lore. Uana is no longer on the scale of gods. They are just a folkloric, mythological person that people associate as being a saint of the ocean rather than the goddess of. So, and that is revealed to the rest of you as well. That is what it is a carving of.
Oana's not one you see very often.
Captain, I sense divine magic coming from the chest.
And that is
Kind of divine.
that's when I would like you players to shift to track 7 in the playlist.
Can I check the thing for traps? the chest.
Yeah, make
Yeah.
another spot check. I'm
Okay.
echoing off someone. Please take care of that.
I heard the echo, so it was me.
I also heard the echo.
I didn't. Is it me?
Yeah, probably.
I'm on push to talk, so hopefully that'll fix it.
Okay. You don't find any traps down here. Just going through everything that's in this room. Again, like I said, there's glowing moss, which is what you saw from the, I guess, ceiling, the hole. There's 5 skeletons, 5 bodies. 2, 3 appear to have been crushed by falling rocks. The other 2, you're not sure because they're in the water, so you don't know if they also got crushed or if it was something else that killed them. Again, the fountains are overflowing. This almost altar here is devoid of any real decoration except for all of the gold coins that have been kind of scattered around the sarcophagus and the chest. The chest, however, says...
I'd like to pick up the coins too.
Okay. The chest says... in darkness and in chaos, may you find what you seek.
Was that seek with a K?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't appear to be trapped if someone wants to try and open it. And then I start collecting coins.
Well, it doesn't sound outrageously hostile. Tilia will throw it open.
You throw open the chest, and in it is what can be best described as a medallion, and it is large. It's about the size of a dinner plate and very heavy. But more importantly, it is solid gold. On it is the... going through my notes here. Engraved on it is a whole other figure. They're front-facing half on the front, quote quote, of the medallion, and again on the other side. The face is remarkably well kept and preserved, of a fairly attractive man, high cheekbones, eyes that are giving a very piercing stare, but the eyes also notably are made out of large inset emeralds. And they're just looking.
Well, this thing gives me the heebie-jeebies.
So we got...
Anyone want to tell me if this is going to kill me if I put it on, or...?
That is the thing giving you the divine reading there, Kazar.
Kazar,
will point to it and say, that's the item giving off the magical signature.
Yeah, and when you say the divine magic signature, is that good? Is that like your divine?
With arcane magic, divine is simply a type of magic. It is neither good nor bad, depends on how it is used.
Jurgen would chime in and say, despite it being possibly bad, we need to consider what the chest says. It's dark down here. We found what we needed, but we haven't seen the chaos bit yet. There might be a chance that if you put that on, something bad is going to happen.
Dragona's gonna grip her axe in fear.
Yeah,
Well,
that like orc superstition, like we're meddling with things we shouldn't. Like,
Yeah, she doesn't mess with ghosts.
Well, we are traipsing over. I don't know if this is a tribute to a saint or what, but it, it, it might not be a bad thing.
That's all up to you, Captain. I was just giving my own bit of advice. And he would take a step back.
Well, this affects a lot of the rest of you lot. If you want to make it back up to the surface, I'd say go ahead. Otherwise, I'm mighty curious about what's going to happen. Does anyone make to leave?
Jurgen's not going to abandon his people. And on this ship, you guys are his people. So
Dragona would also not leave because she swore to protect her people as well. So she would stay with them.
I get very far back, but I stay.
There are ways of knowing what something does before you use it.
Well,
Perhaps it would be wise to attempt wearing it at a later time.
well, that does sound mighty reasonable, but how long is that going to take? How can we figure out what this thing does? Did you want to look at it? I'll offer it to you. I'm about stretched.
He's kind of, He's kind of mostly paying attention to how you, to how you think to how you think through what he said, and then when you hold out the item to them, without asking for it, they do grab the item to look it over to. Try to see if they can determine not just the the aura, but if there's any kind of school of magic involved in whatever was casted on the item. To determine what kind of effect it might have if activated.
Okay. So in order to do that, you make a spellcraft check.
Okay. DC.
The DC is whatever I set. So just go ahead and roll. I'll tell you if you hit it or not.
Okay. Where is this list here? Okay. $20.
20. It does not belong to a specific school of magic. It is simply magical, and it is magical in a divine sort of way. However, with a 20 on your spellcraft, you know it's not cursed.
I do not believe the item is cursed, but beyond that, I cannot say for sure what it might do. I hand the item back to Captain.
Well, no time like the present. I'll slip it on. The hopefully non-cursed amulet.
Nothing happens.
Breathe a deep sigh of relief. Okay, nothing is one of the better things to have happened.
What exactly does the chest say again?
In darkness and in chaos, may you find what you seek. However, after putting on the amulet, you see more. It's continuing on in almost like a glowing script. It says, deep in the chasms where the water reeks, slay the beast guarding its reef, find the crown bearing light.
That was a lot.
I will paste it in the Discord for everybody who wants to note it down.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'll read that out aloud to everyone as I notice it. Well, I don't know. We could at least sell this thing for value, but this looks like this is a lead.
That is a very fair point.
Slay the beast guarding its reef. Find the crown bearing light. Well, hopefully that crown's worth something. Now we should take another thorough look around this place. Looks like there's been a couple of accidents, so watch your step, but let's make sure we're not missing any other clues around here.
Okay, now I'll cast Detect Secret Doors. Give me a second.
There are none.
I cast it anyways. It's fine.
I mean, there are very obviously multiple, like, passages. The problem is that they're all completely blocked off with fallen rock or are completely flooded.
Everything's flooded. Jurgen wants to. I don't know if it'd do anything, but he wants to go over and clear out some of the like algae, seaweedy bits that are blocking the drains of these fountains.
Okay, sure.
Just in case there's anything we're not seeing because of the clogs.
What would I have you roll for that? Okay, well, since you said specifically, like, in case there's anything you've missed, roll search.
Okay. Give me just a secunda.
Okay. There's nothing, like, astounding, but you do find a few more gold pieces. Which, by the way, Z, go ahead and roll me 2d20.
Okay.
I was actually just about to ask about that.
I'm so dumb.
In total, you guys found 30 gold pieces with the extra you found in one of the fountains.
All right. And should I add that to ship supplies?
Well, you guys, the way it works is you guys divvy it up amongst yourselves, and then the, however much of a percentage you decide the ship gets is how much is what their piece is.
Is the ship currently hurting for gold at the moment?
Yeah. You guys have 100 gold to spend on wages, supplies, ship repairs, etc. Because the ship has its own budget. Anthony has access to the ship supplies and its
Yeah,
repairs.
I'm looking there right now. Got 100 gold to spend and 4 days worth of rations. The wages.
We're gonna need more than 30 gold to cover the rest of the time until we find something.
I was going to say perhaps the full 30 should go to the ship in this case.
Okay, but I spent 15 of my own gold on this treasure map, so I'm gonna keep 15.
Yeah, Jurgen would just look to you and say, "That was your decision. You didn't have to do that."
She doesn't respond.
There is a whole sarcophagus that is unopened, so
Yeah, that the sarcophagus is actually what Tilia's been up here staring at. Still wearing the amulet, kind of working up the courage to flip this thing open or try to slide the top off.
Dragona will nervously look at Tilia and let her know that she is messing with some evil stuff. She opens that sarcophagus.
Well, be that as that may, crew's gotta eat. You know, I'll gladly take up a curse if it could mean everyone gets fed at the end of the day. But it'll be fine.
That's you with the curse, not me.
Yeah, and speaking of, I guess I'll try to slide it open. Or open it up somehow.
Is that going to require a roll?
to remove the top of the sarcophagus.
Yeah.
Yeah, strength.
Cool, straight up strength. Oh, my back!
Oh no.
Try as you might, you can't lift it. It is completely solid stone, so that's heavy. Like, it's hundreds of pounds.
In the meantime, I walk over to Jurgen and say, "You're right, I'm sorry." And I give him 16 gold and say, "Here's what I found."
He would just stare at you, knowing better that you
No. He doesn't know better. Roll for it.
If you're trying to deceive him, so that would be a bluff versus his sense motive.
I'm just saying, after all this time on the ship, he'd probably know you're lying.
So establishing that it was 30 gold was a meta thing.
Yeah.
So we don't actually. Okay.
Okay, versus, what do you say, sense motive?
Yeah.
Well, I have 26, and Jurgen found 4.
Damn.
And so as far as you know, 16 gold is what they found. Like, you don't necessarily have to believe
Yeah.
them. That's not what I'm
That's-
saying. But what this does is it's like she doesn't give any kind of tell that makes you know she's lying. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. He would just give you like not quite a glare, but kind of an untrusting glance and say, "I feel like you're keeping a little bit away, but whatever." And he's gonna go over to Tilia. Well, actually, he's gonna yell for Dragona. You want to try to help your mother out over here? She seems to be.
okay. Also, that's not like a in character thing. Nobody knows that either.
Oh, we don't.
No.
Oh,
None of the family relations are known to the group.
interesting. Nix that. Still, she's a barbarian and mighty strong. So,
Yeah. Like,
so
the only thing I was calling out was the immediate, like, hey, help this person who's related to you that we have not established yet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
gotcha. Okay.
I actually didn't know that either.
Well, he would yell to Dragona, "You want to try to help get this thing open?"
Dragona would definitely not want to open that. So, the only way I will open that is if you give me 5 of those gold pieces that was handed to you.
You sell your superstition for 5 gold pieces. No.
Listen, we all have a price. I ain't doing it for free.
I walk up.
Jurgen's gonna try
I
to
walk
open
up
the
and give you 5
sarcophagus.
gold pieces.
Jurgen's gonna take a swing at this before considering that.
Shoot, I already give her the 5 gold. I walk up and just give it to her.
He's still gonna try it, and then you'll just be out of gold.
Perfect.
You
I'll
said
take
just
the
straight
gold.
strength?
yeah.
Straight strength.
A
Oh
3?
my
Real?
god. Two
Oh,
nat-
this thing.
this
This
sarcophagus.
is a sign.
I'm increasing the DC because of that, by the way. We're establishing this thing is hard to move, so we're
Oh my god.
Okay, seeing
Jurgen
this,
would
Dragona
insist-
will she'll crack her knuckles and come up and try to.
I
move
hope
this
it's in
thing
that
well.
one just for funny. Like,
he picks it, he shows you his palms and his fingers are all pruny from being down in the water. He's like, "I'm just a little waterlogged right now."
yeah, Dragona walks up, is like, "What are you guys doing?" Hooks her fingers underneath, and like just easily lifts it up, and like it falls off to the side. Inside is a corpse.
Shocker.
Completely decayed. It's a skeleton with a bunch of dust and cobwebs. But they're decked out in jewelry. They've got rings on every finger, a bright gold necklace. There are more gold pieces in the sarcophagus. The necklace is worth 100 gold pieces. You will have to sell that before you can add it to any cash. The rings are all worth 10 gold pieces, and there are 10 of them, so there's 100 gold pieces worth of rings every finger. And Dragona, since you opened up the sarcophagus, I'll let you roll the 2d20 for the amount of loose gold pieces.
How much did you say you said there was a necklace? Was it
There-
worth 100?
A necklace worth 100, and then there were 10 rings worth 10 each. And then an additional 29 gold pieces just scattered in the sarcophagus. So for a total of 229 gold pieces.
Okay. Okay. So we gather all that stiff. Let's see. Let me see. I can just put GP. That makes it so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not too bad of a haul for a little sacrilege. Now, I think the biggest struggle is going to be getting back to the ship.
I could agree with that one. Jurgen would he would look over to. I'm trying to remember. Kazar.
Azar.
He would look to Kazar and say, any chance you could fly me up there? Or is that sort of a you thing?
I could carry you up.
It would be much obliged.
How long have we been down here at this point? How many minutes? would you say?
Probably about a half hour.
Half hour? Okay. I need to recast the spell then first. And then,
Hold on, wait.
carrying-
Real quick. What did we say about these staircase looking things over here? Are they
They're completely blocked off.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was just
Yeah. The ones
Making
that
sure I
are
didn't miss
the ones that aren't in water have like rocks fell in. There's no way to get through them without like more than a crew of pirates to like excavate it. And the others are completely blocked with water. So I mean, if you can breathe water, go for it. But if you can't, I wouldn't.
Okay. Good to know. Sorry, I was just thinking where the water reeks. Stagnant water kind of reeks. Okay, then Jurgen's ready to just float his way up with the help of Kazar.
I fly them up and out of the well.
Ooh, zoomies.
All right. And this is where we're going to take our first break. I will give you guys 5 minutes. Go ahead, use the bathroom, get new snacks, whatever you got to do. By the way, stream is sponsored at all times by Dubby. It's actually really good stuff. I'm drinking some right now in my shaker cup. So please, it would support the stream a lot. Yeah, we'll be back in 5 minutes.
And to be mighty numbers.
I'm gonna slice up a watermelon for the rest of the meal. I'm gonna stuff
Yo,
myself.
that
Is the
sounds
stream like on
fantastic.
pause? Like, can they hear us or no?
Oh, I don't know. And I think Robert's long gone.
Damn, he just bolted.
He said, "I gotta poop."
In 5 minutes, impressive.
Oh, wait a second. Oh, well, we're still a little bit behind anyways, so... Oh, no, he's gone.
But they'll still hear us, like, later if we say something stupid. If they can hear us.
Yeah, it looks like the... Well, I'm watching the stream right now,
Oh, gotcha.
and I see a camera with no Robert, so...
He's gone. But can they hear us?
Allow me to unmute. Whoa, it caught up. Okay, yeah, I can hear us.
Alright. No one's saying
Man, there's only like a 3-second delay. Earlier, it was like a solid 2 minutes behind. But then I had 7.
now. Like the screen's not moving and stuff. We're not rolling, so
Oh, Blake said she's on her way back right now, by the way. Ah, Robert's back.
Yes, sir.
Uh, I don't think you were here the 2 seconds ago when I said that, but Blake is on her way back.
Okay, cool.
I just asked her since we were on break, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm on my way back." She asked if you were wanting to know, and I was like, "Nah, I was just asking." Do-do-do-do. I'm looking through W's website right now,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a W sticker pack. It is a white W logo, a white W name, a green W name, the white W name over their regular logo, their logo but camouflage, and then a large-breasted anime girl.
Perfect.
she sticks out compared to the rest. Oh, and NASCAR stickers.
But how much does she cost, Anthony? Tell me.
The 10-piece set is $7. So you get 2 of her. And 8 more for $7.
Can we use Robert's code?
Mm-hmm.
We can.
Amazing. We'll have so many large-breasted anime girls.
Yes.
You can also get the shaker cup with her on it.
Ooh.
For legal purposes, I'm kidding. Forgot this was going to be immortalized on the internet.
Yep.
Well,
Legal reasons. I'm kidding. I love it.
anyways, my boss's name is, and I work at.
Ouch. Ouch. Just accidentally, like, scratched the skin off my ankle.
Damn.
Not a vibe.
Have you ever like been in a rush and you like one of your socks isn't all the way on, and so when you're walking your shoe like kind of digs into the back of your heel?
Yeah.
If that's happening, I'm gonna be 30 seconds later. I gotta fix that. Oh, I gotta get something to drink. I gotta step away again.
Goddamn.
Yeah, I've been wearing like the no-show socks to work, and they do that so much. It's awful. Every day.
Did your microwave just beep?
Yeah, at that same time, my microwave went off.
Okay, I was just like, whoa, what the hell?
Featuring my microwave.
Man, I wonder, like, it's gotta be like several pounds, that like Flava Flav medallion, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know what the density of gold is, but that's gotta be heavy.
If it helps you at all, gold has a very similar density to not titanium. I think it was tungsten. Both very dense. It could be titanium, but
Yeah, the only tungsten I've dealt with is like ring-sized, so I don't really have a good feel for how heavy that is.
Yes, the energy rings that break.
No, the titanium ones never break.
Oh, what's the material that has the ones that famously break?
Oh, it's like jadeite or some rock. Hematite, maybe?
Hematite sounds kind of.
Oh, but it like, yeah, absorbs your bad energy and breaks.
Yeah.
remember when like mood rings were a thing?
They've always held a special place in my heart.
I still like mood rings.
I should go buy a mood ring.
No.
Listen,
Has
You
mood
should
technology changed
buy
at all?
Dubby.
that's what I'm currently doing.
Oh hell yeah!
I'm getting the punch one that I haven't got to try yet.
Yeah, I got a thing of the dragon fruit lemonade. I made a second bottle and I just pounded it. So the good thing I brought this Dr. Pepper back up.
Can I pour W directly into alcohol? Asking for a friend.
Actually, so what I did, I have a, I had a whipped cream, vodka. So I did that, a pineapple drink mix, and then the dragon aid to make like a whipped pineapple lemonade. And it was so good.
Whoa.
Oh shit, that sounds pretty good.
It was very good.
I
You
could
watered
pull
it
up
down,
with
right?
the dough. Just saying.
You made the mix. You didn't pour these directly into the vodka, correct?
I poured in about 2 shots of vodka. The rest just water with the mix.
Yeah. Okay. Just make sure we're not including alcohol poisoning.
2 shots of vodka.
Yeah, well, because it's a 24-ounce bottle. Like what, and more if you do what I do, which is I put on the lid and then just fill through the little sippy hole. So it's actually closer to like 30 ounces that way.
I may have accidentally had 2 shots of vodka with it. It's fine.
The Monkey Madness, the strawberry banana, worked fantastically with ice cream or just dairy products in general because it made it taste like strawberry banana, ice cream, milk, whatever. Like, it was very, very good. I'm fairly certain that they are vegan, but if you have any other allergies like nuts and or like a gluten allergy, it's made in a factory that also produces things like that, so it would not be safe for you.
Yeah,
Sad
unfortunately,
Abby.
gluten's the reason we haven't gotten it.
Sad day.
Is everybody here? Anthony just muted himself.
Yeah, I'm here.
I am here.
Are you in a different place?
Yes. I had to go pee.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't want to
Well,
miss anything.
I'll wait for you to get back. This 5 minutes turned more into 20, but
Nah, I'm still here. It's just.
yeah, but I hate that sound quality, so I'm gonna wait till you're back.
Oh, okay.
Are we still on track 7?
No, we're gonna go back to track 1. You guys are basically leaving at this point, unless I'm mistaken.
I don't think we're gonna go the deep sea exploring down.
Yeah, I didn't think you guys had the capabilities for that just yet. So
Yeah, we'll put a pin in that. Like, I've got a file system. I'm reasonably intelligent for a captain. We'll file that away for later.
Alright, we good. Are people still here?
Mm-hmm.
I believe so.
We're just waiting on you, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's. Okay.
Yeah, but he said he was back.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't hear.
I said.
him, so.
I said
I
I,
did
was
not
back,
hear
and it
that
was
either.
just. Okay, I'm glad someone did. I was like, I said I was back, and it was just
valid,
more
Anthony.
silent.
You're valid.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. God damn.
Thank you.
All right,
I
so
thought I had done something wrong.
I assume you guys are leaving.
Yes. Unless
Yeah.
anyone has any strong objections, we're getting out of here.
Okay, so Anthony, I want you to tally up all the gold that you know about, which was the 4 you found, the 16 Z gave you. You were present for the necklace, rings, and the loose gold pieces. So
Yeah.
that in total is 249. However, if you guys want to divvy that up between yourselves, give whatever to the ship, you're free to, or you can have the ship take all of it. It's however you guys want to split that.
Allow me to check what we need to offer. Wages and okay, I'm gonna read this aloud. Sailors are primarily paid in two ways. The first being shares. Most ships sell shares for their voyages. Ships sell shares. That's kind of fun to say. Too low a share will impact morale, while too high a share will eat into ship funds. If no money is made on the voyage, you must pay sailors amount of gold equal to the share percentage. Then there's the wages. Fixed amount of gold set by you that is paid at the start and the end of each voyage. Okay. So I guess that would be up to our dear old captain here. Captain, what do you think the ship wage is? We got to split it between 30 people.
No, it's
well,
not. It's not. Well, the wage isn't split. The share is. So
Oh, okay. I saw the 30 times wage.
yeah,
so I
but
thought that
the times doesn't mean split. It's 30. Like if you made it 1, it would be 30. If you made it 2, it'd be 60. 390, etc. It's not split.
I'd like to imagine we try to treat all the crew quite well. So I don't know what the upper end of that would be. Like, are we dealing with like a gold per week of being on the voyage, or is that like
The payment is at the start and end of a voyage. It's not per day or week.
I guess, but like assuredly, there's a little bit of variance based on like the length of the voyage.
It
you know,
is-
Yeah,
up front
yeah,
when
like-
you're done.
So basically, it's to represent like I'm paying you for your time, and hence why you're getting charged twice, right? Because
You're already getting charged twice, so you don't have to worry about week by week or whatever.
yeah, because I mean, unless you're going to go out of your way for months-long sailing, no stops at any ports, I would say, okay, yeah, you're paying them continually, but like this voyage only took 4 days, right? So why would I charge you so much more when it could just be start and end, you know?
No, a loyal and happy crew is a crew I want. So, I guess that whatever that would be, a generous share is going to end up ultimately going to the crew.
Would we know what like the average like wage is?
about this?
None of you have a sailing background, so no.
Since it's not currently going out to everybody, it's going to the ship as a whole, currently, just in the moment. I'd say it could be fair for each of us to take like 10, 15, since we went out on the dangerous part to get this, and then the rest could go in. If we each took 10, that'd be about 190 going to the ship. It'd be 189.
There, we'll split all the loose gold between 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there 5 of us down here, not including me?
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
yeah. We still have
the
to.
way it typically works is the captain decides on a percentage of what we find that is split between the senior.
Yeah.
You know,
what we're
crew.
doing
So
right
it'd be
now,
a percentage of what we find, not an exact number. So it would be like 10% of what we find or 15% of what we find is split between us or whatever that number is, and then the rest goes to the ship stores for general use.
I like that.
Yeah. For right now, everyone managed to make it down here, so we're gonna split the loose, like all the loose gold. We're gonna split among the people who are down here,
Okay.
And
The loose.
and then invest the jewelry whenever we get to a fence or other merchant.
We have 49 loose gold. So that between 6 people, by the way. Hello, Blake.
Howdy.
49 divided by 6 is each of us getting about 8 with like 1 left over. I feel like the 1 left over could go to the pot. Or the
I'll take.
captain.
I'll take that one.
Captain's prerogative.
Indeed.
Their
Well,
share is rounded
well-
up.
Okay, so that's an additional 8 gold to each of us, except for Tilia, who would get 9. And then the fancy stuff goes into the pot. I don't know why I'm saying into the pot, but I'm gonna use it.
Right. And I would actively encourage you, Anthony, to like use and keep track of however you guys are paying the crew, which you still haven't decided if they get a percent of what you find or if you're doing wages.
I feel like a percent of what we find is easier.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's what it is. Percent find. Also,
It's like if you were to set it to like 1%, right? Then 30% of what's found goes to the crew.
Yeah.
right, and maybe there's a little more generous share for people who actually join us on more dangerous things, dangerous outings, when we know that they're capable.
30% of anything found going straight to the crew is actually pretty generous, because that's not including the stuff that's going to the ship, but just maintaining the ship itself. So at the end of the day, the ship's getting like another 30 or 40% of it.
Right.
So at the end of the day, with that price point, we'd probably be getting, like us, the party ourselves, would probably be getting less gold of the shares than what we're giving the crew. So that's as generous as it gets. We're giving
Correct.
them more than we're getting ourselves.
Correct.
At that point.
The main impact that this has is on crew morale, which is a mechanic. So, like, if you were to find like a very small amount of gold, but you guys are paying them by share, then that's going to negatively impact crew morale, right? Because suddenly, like their share of 1% of whatever the pot is per crew member is like, wow, like let's say you guys found 10 gold, so they get 3 gold to split amongst 30 people. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it be careful which one you go all in on. You have the option to change, but like don't forget and continue to do something if it's going to impact morale.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
basically,
we'll do the 1% shares, but with a minimum guaranteed, which we can
I think it
settle
would
on the
depend.
exact number later.
It would just depend on the type of voyage we choose to take. Like on this one, this was a treasure hunting voyage, so the shares make sense because you can pay with them with part of the treasure found. If we're doing like a merchant thing, or we're doing like a mercenary thing, then we would pay in wages because we're not guaranteed to find something on the way because we're getting paid for doing a job.
I like what Tilia said, where we pay in percentage, but we have a minimum that they always get.
Okay, minimums like that will come out of stockpiled gold. So if you if you don't make
it's
enough
gotta
for
come out of
everybody to
somewhere.
make it, if you don't get enough for everybody to at least make, I'm gonna set a floor of like 5 gold, right? So if you don't have enough for everybody on the ship to receive 5, then we're taking from the stockpile in order to meet the rest of that cost. And if you run out of gold there, more morale penalties. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, they've got to get paid somehow. But I don't know. That is a reasonable point to. If it's a treasure voyage, we do share. But where do you draw the line? We could go back and forth, but I do think just the simplest overall solution is going to be a 1% share with some sort of maybe a not very good wage, but with the shares it balances out.
Fair enough.
So I guess next time we're at a port, we'll have to shop the markets to see how much, pirate salary is. But we'll have to find
Okay.
out what that is.
So, just for posterity's sake, we're not going to have a montage of you guys selling stuff. I'm just going to say, as soon as you guys get out of here and go back to port, it's sold. The crew is going to get 60 gold divided amongst them, which is basically 2 gold a person. That leaves 140 to go to the ship. But remember that 5 gold minimum. And you guys have 100 gold. So out of your 240, we're already subtracting another, 90.
Yeah, I don't think having the minimum, like you said, is just going to be feasible.
Unless we do a market montage and manage to barter.
So in reality, you would get, you would net 50 gold for the ship.
Can I do, just since we're skipping the market, like a diplomacy roll to try and get better pay for what we found?
You guys don't have the reputation to negotiate better than whatever its value is. Right? I'm doing you a favor by giving you the full value. Most of these guys would give you like 10%. Like, right? So you're already getting as good a deal as you'll get.
All right.
And even if we did get a slightly better deal, that's the ship maintenance is, at least it's my understanding, maintaining the actual ship itself is usually even more expensive than the wages for the crew.
Yeah, if the ship takes any damage, I have that factored in there. You have to, it's on a percentage, so at 100%, you're fine not spending anything, but it's 1 GP per percentage point lost, with a flat fee of 48 GP to pay for the people to actually come and even repair it.
Yeah, it's a lot of money to maintain a ship.
Mm-hmm.
The crew is only one small part of the actual ship
Right.
funds itself.
Right. So for right now, let's blow past this part, and we can talk about it via text, whatever. I just want to keep the story rolling. Add 50
Sounds
gold
good.
add 50 gold to the ship's stockpile. You guys got your 8, except for the captain who got 9. That includes you, Blake. And all the other gold was given to the crew. Their morale will be unchanged because we hit that minimum.
If we pay them more, will their
Yes.
morale go up?
Yes.
Question:
But
how
be
much gold
careful.
was I supposed to start with? Because I don't have money in here at all.
We started with 9,000.
Yeah, and then you bought all those magic items.
Hmm.
So if you have 0, you probably spent it all, so you're starting with 0.
Yeah. Just make it 8 for your share of this little voyage. And
Okay.
so you have 8 gold pieces. Congratulations, Blake.
Thanks. I don't recall spending all of mine, but okay.
We did it through voice.
I'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out later. It's fine. Let's go.
All right. And also, like, you guys are gonna have to buy rations and things like that for any voyage. If you run out, crew ain't gonna starve. They're gonna eat you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes, as previously mentioned, we have 4 days worth of rations.
that is enough to get back to port.
We have
We
no
now have
days worth of
0
rations.
days worth of rations. That's the point I was trying to make earlier. It's
Right.
like there's a lot of expenses that go into this.
Yeah. So, you guys load back aboard the ship. You set sail. Jimmy's asking you guys all kinds of questions. He's like, "Oh my god, what'd you find? Was it really cool? Was it like a whole sunken treasure chest? Was it like, did you find swords? Did you fight other pirates? What was down there?" Like, very excitedly asking you guys all the details. And as usual, he sticks very close with Dragona and Jurgen and Tilia, like constantly bugging you three.
The ones who will actually answer.
Yes, Jurgen, being a grandfather, is very happy to have a kid along, and so he will humor his every question.
Yeah, I'll be especially dramatic in my retelling of having the rope snap on me on my first descent down into the darkness.
Yeah, you're like, when I jumped down, the rope snapped, and I grabbed the wall, and like you really embellish it up, and he's like rapt attention the whole time. He's like, "Oh my god, you're so cool."
Dragona's gonna tell him a very fictionalized story of how the corpse within the sarcophagus got out and started choking Tilia, or some sort of story like that. That's really unbelievable.
How can I have forgotten the lich?
Yeah, he's a little kid. He doesn't know that undead like aren't a thing. So he's just like, "Oh my god." Like, and you guys survived? Like,
Kizo
Hardly.
just kind of raises an eye at the when you start describing the lich attack.
That's what you get for training by scrubbing the deck every day until you get muscles like ours.
yes, ma'am. And he like immediately starts doing it again. Like,
Dragona's gonna start flexing.
all right, the ship
Yeah.
set sail. Anthony, I want you to deduct 1 day's worth of rations
Okay.
since you have access to the ship supplies.
3.
And everybody roll me a d6. If anybody rolls the same number, you're starting together. So
Jurgen.
Together forever, Captain. My accent changed. Feel like that'll happen a lot. I talk to myself in a British accent all the time. Fun
All right.
psycho fact about
What
me.
the heck?
I do that too. I also know British.
Yep.
wow, people. Okay. Whole bunch of you starting together. All right. Well, I'm going to start with Dragona. So the reason we deducted 1 day's rations is because there's small events will happen aboard the ship on each journey, basically. So Dragona, you don't have your own set of quarters because you were unfortunately not given an officer position aboard the ship. So you're down here with the rest of the crew. There are the shifts recently changed. So down here with you are, let's see, I've got 30 crew members. Who the fuck? Somebody just redeemed the bruh sound effect. You're down here with several of the other crew playing cards, having some drinks. You are with Ula, who's like this, like I said before, he's one of the grumpy ones. There are quite a few of them. He's a dark-skinned dwarf. He's got like a very intense stare that he gives to everybody and has major resting bitch face. There's Andon, who like he grew up doing all this kind of sailor stuff. He's very unbothered by the situation at hand. Jimmy's down here just like bugging the shit out of you. There's Misha, who is a halfling, and he's talking about his 2 dogs that he left back in Fall Hill. Like, what's the vibe like down here with you right now, Dragona? Like, what are you doing? Are you just hanging out with them? Like,
I mean, yeah, I think the vibes will be pretty chill. I'd probably be talking with them, playing cards as well. Probably losing terribly because her intelligence isn't that high, but like, she'd still be having a good time about it.
Yeah, yeah. Just for a general, like, luck check, roll me a d20. Seven. Yeah, you lose a couple gold pieces.
Oof. That's alright, it's worth it.
Yeah, but like, eventually, as the night progresses, like more of the crew comes down to like turn in, and there's like a whole bunch of carousing going on. One of the crew, a big orc named Krogish, like sets up playing cards with you guys, and as night progresses, you get a few drinks in you. He challenges you to an arm wrestle.
I will accept his challenge.
Cool. Roll me strength. I will roll strength for him. You both rolled terribly.
Listen, after I get a few drinks in me, my arms get a little shaky.
Right. You beat him by 1, because he rolled a 5 plus 4, you rolled a 6 plus 4. So, like, this arm wrestle is, like, super evenly matched. You're both very drunk, and you're, like, giving it your all. Almost like fucking anime style, like, screaming, muscles flexing. Like, crew gather up around you and are, like, shouting and giving bets. But you win. Eventually you make his knuckles tap against the little table that you're playing on.
She would give like a victory roar and like start flexing again, you know, like that classic.
Yeah, Jimmy's like,
those
she
classic
beat
big
him.
man shows.
Jimmy's like, she beat him. She beat him. Jimmy. Have a whole bunch of merriment down there. And then we turn to Kazar. Kazar, I would imagine you're not one to necessarily carouse with the rest of the crew. I'm not that you're necessarily cold, you just don't party, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, he usually doesn't. He'll respond when talked to, but he usually doesn't seek out, like, instigating social interactions.
Yeah, so why don't you tell me what you are up to?
What time of the day is it?
It's starting to get dark. Everybody's eating dinner, hence the one ration taken down. The island is long out of sight. You've been sailing for several hours now.
How's the weather right now?
Spot check.
All right.
Six is enough. I'll still give it to you for 6.
All right.
Since it's not fully dark, it's just kind of getting there. Like, to really get a sense of it, I would imagine you're up on the deck, like kind of maybe leaning against one of the rails, just watching, and you see in the distance, coming from the west and the east, large storm clouds. They're still very far away, days, maybe weeks or months out, but since this is open ocean, you can see so far out there. But they are huge storm clouds, probably the worst storm you've seen.
Has anyone else noticed them that I can see?
No, most of the crew's just working around as normal.
Right.
You hear shouts from downstairs of people, especially Jimmy, saying, "She beat him!" Like,
Who's on the wheel right now?
An old man. Well, I say old man. He old for a human. His name's Dane. Dayne.
Okay.
I didn't like your pause when spelling his name.
It's because I didn't have the document like open right in front of me, so I clicked on it when I was spelling his name.
Not gonna lie, it caused me a tiny bit of anxiety there.
You said Dayne?
Yep.
No, he said Dayne.
Kazar will approach whoever's on the approach Dane and point out the storm clouds so that somebody else takes notice, just so that somebody else on the ship takes notice of them.
Okay. Yeah, he looks over, he sees them, and like kind of turning his attention from the wheel to the clouds to the wheel again and back a couple times. He says, "Oh, they look to be a few weeks out. Nothing for us to worry about. We'll be in port by then."
He just kind of gives a gruff, and then steps back over to the railing.
Yeah, he calls after you. He goes, "Something on your mind there, Kazar?"
He turns back and thinks about that for a second.
I'm only asking because you've never approached me before. It's always been the other way around.
Never seen storm clouds like those before. Makes me wonder what fate has planned for us. And then he turns back and continues over to the railing.
Okay. Oh, the two favorites here. Z and Vapor. Vapor, you were not present. So what happened was they went to the island and found that there was some kind of sunken ruin underneath the island, and they found some treasure and, very importantly, a large medallion that the captain is currently wearing.
Okay.
And that's where you got your 8 pieces of gold from. You were not present, so you did not go. I don't know what your character was doing. If I make something up, but anyway.
No,
but also, since you are here, why don't you go ahead and describe your character for the stream?
Yes. Hello. Vapor is a. Oh, how did I describe her to the group? She is a tall, mysterious, keeps to herself for the most part character. She's not as antisocial as one of her party members, but she will engage in conversation at any given moment in time. She has an on-again, off-again relationship with Z.
That's not what she means. Don't say it like that.
not in that sense. In a sibling sense.
My God.
So it's even more gross.
It got worse. Tumultuous.
And yeah.
That's a good word. Up and down.
All right.
Sorry, I was just downering Sweet Home Alabama. That's it.
We do not support
we're-
incest on this stream.
We're gonna get copyright struck for that. So we're all right, yeah. You and Z, Z is the first mate. So I would say you guys are in her cabin, right below the main deck. How does Z have their little cabin decorated?
All of her things are in one chest that is locked.
And that's it.
She's got some like pieces of driftwood and spare wood out on a desk, kind of like a little work desk. But other than that, everything is in one chest.
Damn, even the bed.
Take it out every night.
All right. So you guys are just sitting on the floor?
Yeah, there's nothing else in the room.
That's funny. Okay. Yeah. So
There's like a bedroll in the chest. Like everything is in there.
You guys just sitting there having a chat. There's probably a bottle of wine, a good Fallows Red, which comes from Fall Hill. Very fruity notes. But it's got that little bit of nutmeg to it, a little bit of spice.
Okay.
And what are you two talking about?
You know, that is a fantastic question.
They're making like awkward conversation. Like,
It's like, hey, we haven't seen each other in a long time, so...
hey, I mean, I do feel a little bad for avoiding you on the whole way over here, but I don't know. I guess.
Yeah, kind of feel similarly to that.
Takes a massive swig of the bottle.
Yeah. She'll glance around the room. So I'm surprised you don't have anything decorated in here. Your room was always decorated when we were little.
Well, things change. I'm not 12 anymore.
I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying I'm surprised things change that much.
Yeah, a lot's happened.
Yeah, I get it. She takes a giant swig from the bottle.
You're drunk.
We're gonna do another one of these.
Oh, most definitely.
How's your mom?
She will kind of look at you and then look as though she's about to say something. Looks down at the floor and mumbles, she's unfortunately dead.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm... Another massive swig of the bottle of wine. Sorry to hear that. She was always decent to me.
She died shortly after you left.
Oh.
Giant swig of the bottle.
Yeah, that awkward silence was entirely intentional. She's just like glancing around, like messing with her hair, like, oh,
The
sorry.
two of you have this awkward, halting conversation. As we again switch view to our captain and quartermaster. I presume in the captain's quarters.
Most likely.
Yeah, probably sharing the aforementioned rest of the nice bottle of wine.
Yes, this one is a nice vintage. It comes all the way from the east. A large country called the Sun High. Very famous merchants and vintners.
Jurgen would take like a very small sip of it, not because he's hesitating, but because he's just trying to take in every bit of flavor as he can. He just says, "This is absolutely amazing."
Yeah, and very likely the last time either you or I are gonna taste it. I'd say savor it, but it looks like you already are. And Tilia will grab a drink straight from the bottle.
Captain, I try to savor just about everything that I can. You gotta hold on to just about everything once you start getting to my age.
Yeah, you're telling me. But I've had to give up a lot of what most people would try to hold on to, so I don't really have much left but this ship and this crew. I can't ask for that much more.
Actually, on that note, what made you take up the role of a captain?
Well, so I guess one thing that would be fairly obvious spending any time with Tilia is that there is a fairly grotesque, like, kinda scabby, weepy scar on her face that spells out an orcish name.
Oh.
So, after leaving home, just kind of was looking for a way to reclaim some lost honor. And the best place to go when you've got nowhere to go is the sea. And turns out I had a knack for it, and just kind of fell upwards into where I am now.
Could you believe we're out here for the same exact reason?
Is that
Minus
right?
the branding.
Yeah, well, that was unique, I suppose. You don't see too much of this out here, which is good because no one knows what it means.
I'll keep from asking then. Maybe it's for the best.
I'm sure you'll get me drunk enough one day.
In the meantime, what do you think we're gonna do with that amulet you got there?
Well, it's hard to say, being magically looted, but I figure if we can find someone willing to put a price tag on it, I'm sure it can just go straight to the ship's coffers.
That's fair. Of course, there was also that whole thing about the crown. Kind of
Well,
makes me wonder if this is a key. Of course, I'm not really used to this kind of life. I've always been more of a landlubber myself.
well, I'd love it if it were true. Adding a monster hunting or great beast hunting to our ship's name might be good for publicity, but I have no mind for puzzles.
I can raise you one there. And he takes a big sip from his glass.
I'll drink to that.
And as you guys clink a bottle and glass, everybody turns in for the night. The rise and fall of the ship, almost like you're rocking in a cradle. It lulls you to sleep. Jurgen,
Yes.
you don't know through whose eyes you see. The air is thick. You can hear the sound of waves crashing against the shore, and to you they sound like great church bells, drowning everything. The cry of seagulls, the wind, all of it is nothing compared to those waves. You turn, and through those eyes you see the gates of a city and text that you cannot read. You approach the gate, and you see a hand. Maybe it's your hand, it's too hard to tell. All of your vision is very blurry. You touch the gate, and you can feel something on the other side. The head turns again, looking to the east and then to the west, where giant storm clouds have formed and are slowly approaching the Isles. And you hear the words, "You shall become marked, twice by lightning, to name you true, twice by teeth, to set your path, and thrice by men, to seal your fate." And that is when everybody wakes up.
For my notes purposes, can I get that in the chat, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
It is in my notes as well, so you could peek off of mine. So you said I was hearing loud bells?
Waves, like when it crashes against something, it's like a church bell. It was in loudness.
Oh, okay.
And then everybody's awake and alert. Only Jurgen had that dream, just to be clear.
Okay.
And whenever you wake up, the medallion sits across your lap.
My lap?
Yep.
Where am I? Am I in my quarters?
Yep.
Or did I like pass out?
You're in your quarters.
He's gonna wake up. When he wakes up, he sees this, and despite the fact that he knows he's in his quarters, as if someone is listening, he immediately says, "Captain." He starts looking around to see if anyone else is in the room.
No.
He will lift the medallion. He's not going to put it on. He's just going to like hold the medallion by the strap, and walk out and try to find Tilia.
Okay, yeah. Tilly, you wake up and you're in your quarters.
Well, so what time is it?
First thing in the morning.
Well, first thing in the morning, I will stretch, throw something on, and swing open the doors. Get a look on deck, make sure everyone's. Make sure there's no fires to put out.
All right. You open your door, and just down the hall, Jurgen opens his, and he is holding the medallion.
I'll kind of shoot him a curious look. Björgen, any particular reason you're carrying that?
But as a matter of fact, I thought you had given it to me as a gift, because I'm not certain how I got it in the first place.
Well, I didn't think we drank that much last night. At this point, I'll walk closer to you so we're not shouting down the hall.
I didn't think we drank enough, or I didn't think we drank that much either, but whatever the heck of a fever dream.
Huh.
It was so loud, I feel like my head is pounding.
Well, if this were any old medallion, I'd say not worry about it, but if you remember aught of that dream, then it's probably related.
You're like
Well, I
really
hate
crackling. You're like,
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Is this any better?
yeah, I mean, I don't hear it
Yes.
now,
Yep.
but
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, I don't know what's causing that. I just moved my mic around until it seemed to work.
Uh,
I'd forgotten where exactly what we were talking about.
you said something about a dream, or the dream.
Oh yeah, with this being a moderately magical amulet, it's not out of the realm of possibility that that and the dream are related.
Jurgen would hold up the amulet and look at it, and say, Captain, with your permission, could I try this on and see if I see anything? I started to switch.
That would be my guest.
And Jurgen would slip on the amulet and just see if anything happens.
no.
Okay, he would just kind of like he'd hold his hands out and kind of look around the ship and say, "Well, I don't feel anything and I don't see anything, so I guess you can have this back."
Yeah, I mean, it lit up a few words on that chest, but it, I don't know. I don't know what the odds are of us finding any other writing with this, so probably just worth its weight in gold. Nothing more.
I'm not too sure about that one, but who am I to argue?
Well, listen, we can ask Khazar. I can check some of my books. Maybe we can see it. Dig a little deeper into this whole mask and that saint. Go
That
and get some
sounds good to
breakfast.
me.
Go and get some breakfast. We got a long day ahead of us.
Aye.
I'll clasp a very firm hand on your back and head back in, leaving the amulet with you.
Well, leaving it with me. Okay. I don't think Jurgen wants to wear it. He might just slip it in a pocket or something. Actually, no. He's gonna since we're in the hallway anyways. He's gonna set it in Tilia's quarters and then go.
You don't want that responsibility.
Well, I think if the crew has already seen that Tilia has had this amulet, so if Jurgen is now walking around with the amulet, we don't want anyone to think he's getting like special treatment or anything.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, he's gonna just leave that in your quarters for now. and then he'll go out to the mess hall, or the whatever we call it. The slop shop.
I don't know. We're probably not at hardtack.
Whenever Jurgen walks out, does he see anybody else awake?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's awake. Whether or not they left their quarters at this point is up to them.
I'm probably with the crew working out their schedules for the day,
Mhm.
making sure everything's running.
Yeah, you're like, Jimmy, we need you to scrub the floor again. He's like, God damn.
Don't worry, Bun. You and your knife will have a better job soon. The kids.
Depending on the timing, I might have made it to the mess for breakfast after my morning meditation.
Well, assuming your morning meditations are routine, I'd make sure to save at least a portion for you and some room. If you're inclined to sit with everyone, or instead of taking your meal to your room.
No, they eat. The same as everyone else. They usually get up a little bit before. Just slightly before sunrise to do their morning meditation. So they're like 15, 20 minutes late. Breakfast. Kind of thing. So they kind of end after Jeremy's already set.
When Kazar enters the room, Jurgen was like, "Well, there he is. How was your night?"
My night was fine.
Very good. Wasn't sure if you might have overslept, or I don't know, gotten into much.
I've just finished my morning meditation.
Oh, I see. I'm not quite caught up on everybody's schedules yet.
Gizzard kind of nods, and then since Jorgen's decided to talk to them, they'll take a seat until that's not inconvenient for them. And like probably sits across the table from you.
He will lean over to Dragona and say, "I heard all the ruckus about you last night, though. Winning that arm wrestle, that's pretty impressive."
She will, like, lightly blush, even though you can't see it very well on her orcish-colored skin. She'll say, it was nothing. Just a little, drunkard fun.
One of the best kinds.
She'll just, nod her head in agreement. Are we eating right now? Right?
Yeah.
She'll continue eating.
After working out the details of the crew, I come and join everyone and ask, "Is everyone having a nice morning?"
Aye.
Good to hear.
And you?
I did not understand the accent there, Anthony.
I know there was too much E in my U. I said, "And you?"
Yeah.
I went more French than.
I think today's going to be a good day.
Any particular reason for that observation?
Just hoping.
Well, I like that attitude. Just hoping for a great day today.
But always prepared for the worst.
At least that way you're never disappointed.
Fair enough, Captain.
Jeez.
Where's Vapor in all this?
Corner of the room, in the shadows, eating her food. She's one of like the first people in there in the mornings. She's just kind of observing from a distance.
Observing us from the distance?
Yep.
Well,
I mean, it's on a ship, so distance is relative, to be fair.
Yeah, but whatever like distance would be to be in a shaded corner of wherever we are.
Can I go up to her and say, "Hey, creep, join us"?
I mean, nobody's stopping you. Go for it.
Then I do that.
I feel like you just did, yeah.
It was a question, but I did it.
She'll just kind of look at you. And look back and just continue to eat her breakfast. I'll join when I'm finished.
Or not. Whatever. I go back and join the group.
Okay.
Everyone buy Dubby.
Yeah, everybody buy double.
You need to buy W.
Time passes. And Anthony, you guys are out of rations. You've made it back to port.
okay, so we're back to 0.
Yep. Now, since you guys are currently unaffiliated with the Baron, as soon as you reach port, before you can even lay out the gangplank, a man in Teal's colors walks up to the ship and, using some sort of magic, he makes his voice loud and booming. And he says, "Captain, please."
Captain speaking.
Right. Well, I see you're not flying our colors, so there'll be a docking fee this morning. I'll need... He looks at you, looks at everybody else who's on deck, and he says, "How many crew you have?"
20.
30.
We have 20.
I'm sorry, I believed I was asked to the captain.
My apologies. First mates. I usually deal with the crew.
Aye, they keep count.
So 20 would be accurate.
That's correct.
So, hold on. Let me zoom inside Attilia's head here for a second. How bad is it to lie to the Port Authority?
Depends. That's all I can say.
I'm sure it has
Depends on
some
the port.
consequences.
At the base level of common sense, it's a pirate port authority, so death levels of bad, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will say, so what is it, 30 crew and then the 6 of us, so 36. Including myself.
6. Alright, well. Looks like your docking fee today is 50 gold pieces. If you take issue with that docking fee, I'd like to refer to you to my manager up there, and he points at a cannon on a wall.
You know what? We're looking for a nice and easy processing. So I will pay. Can I pay the gold directly to you, sir?
Of course.
I'll hand him 55 gold out of my personal supply.
Very smart move. Very smart move. He skims off the 5 gold and puts it into his own pocket.
Now, if there's anything else we can assist you with.
Yes, name of the vessel?
Is it the Lady Scorned?
Yeah,
The Scorned Lady?
The Scorned Lady that's what we ended up on?
I believe so.
Confidently, the Scorned Lady.
Alright, yeah. And he says, perfect. Your docking fee has been paid. You're allowed to dock here for the next 24 hours. Have fun. And he starts walking away and he's like whistling a tune.
We've got to find a way to make money, or we're gonna lose the crew.
And the ship, by the looks of it.
Well, it would appear that one of the easier ways to do that is by, apparently, flying somebody else's colors. I am unfamiliar with how that works, though.
Well, ideally it's not more than flying the right flag, but it's a matter of flying the right one at the right port.
Yeah, that same guy who collected your docking fee, like, he doesn't go anywhere, like, he's still around on the docks. He stops and starts speaking to somebody at the very end of the dock that you are on. You can't hear his conversation, he's just talking to him. But, yep, you're in port. This is, it's the same one as before. There are quite a few bars, a few inns, a few places to eat, some very small smiths. There is a castle in the distance on this island. A little closer to shore, where there are walls around this little town, there are some cannons and men on the walls. All of them wear this, like, blue color, but it's like they're pirates, so it's not super formal. It's like a mishmash of different armor that's, like, effective merely because they have a few metal pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, excuse me.
but they are very well armed. So. Ball's in your court, guys.
Yeah, Jurgen would just look around and say, "So, what's our plan?"
Well, we haven't been gone for too long, so the crew won't need too much time to stretch their legs on land. We really need to pick up some leads, so we'll head to the
Captain,
end.
would you like me to tell the crew to stay on board while we dock?
Well, we have at least 24 hours, so tell them they have the day, if nothing else.
All right, I run off and do that real quick.
All right.
How does one find a lead in these cities? Just talking to the right people?
Basically. So,
Okay.
the barons are usually looking, like, always hiring people to do some kind of work. Being able to fly his colors is a different matter. You have to, like, basically earn their favor. you can go to various inns and try to find. You can go to inns to find crew or rumors to lead to smaller islands like the one you were just on. Or also don't forget you need to buy rations to feed everybody. And you can basically take care of all your needs here. Most of it is done just by going up to somebody, being like, "Hey."
Gotcha. Okay.
I say we go straight to the top, see if we can do a job for the Baron. It'll get us the most money the fastest.
Well, I don't think that's too bad an idea. Anybody else?
I actually think Z is right on this one.
Oh, you actually think that?
Ah, look at that. You two are getting along.
New development.
Roll her eyes.
Hazar, you're observant and knowledgeable, well thought. What do you think we should do?
He thinks about that for a moment. Kind of looks off towards where the dock worker is having that conversation.
Z makes a face the other direction while he does that. The away from the party, like of course he's gonna think about that.
So, what's your thought?
I guess he doesn't have one.
At this point, I just think we need to go and do whatever the biggest thing we can do is. For all of our sakes. Some of us need money, some of us need a reputation. What better way to do that than just going to the top?
To be clear, you guys are gonna try and just bypass and go right to the Baron and be like, "Hey, give us work."
We're gonna
I
go as
believe
far
so.
up as we can. It doesn't have to be the Baron, just the furthest person up.
Maybe we should see what rumors are around town. Gather as much information we can about the Baron. We don't really know much about him. Or them.
Oh, Teal? Suppose that's fair. Well, I'd be happy to let you lead the way.
She'll look around. And then point to herself.
Aye. It was your idea.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not-
that one's better at talking. Points at Z.
Yeah, but it was your idea. Z could do the talking when we get there.
Okay. She starts walking and heads into the first bar or inn that she sees.
Okay. A decision has been made.
Indeed.
Alright. You come to a small bar called the Wench's Goblet. The innkeeper... Well, he's not an innkeeper. The barman, I guess, is there serving several sailors. There are a few other serving girls tending to other tables. It's pretty bustling right now.
She grabs Z's arm and walks up to the bar.
Who is the drunkest person in the bar right now?
That's a good question. There's a group of dwarves getting pretty plastered.
Do they look local?
Nobody here's local.
Do they look barren local, or they look like us?
Yes.
Okay.
They look like a pirate crew.
They look like a pirate crew. Alright. First things first, I'm gonna walk up to the bar. What's the bartender look like?
He's a slender male human.
Dealing with the busy bar stuff?
I mean, you're at the bar, so he's like, what do you want? Like,
Well, as quickly, since I know you're busy, what do you have?
beer?
Works for me. I like your eyes, by the way.
Thank you.
So, what's happening around the island? What's the tea? We just got here after quite a few months of sailing.
Well, a lot of the sailors coming in say there's a big storm coming. Might ground all the ships for the foreseeable future whenever it shows up.
Oh. How would that affect your business?
Well, people can't sail. They still got to go somewhere to drink.
So, pretty decent.
Yeah. That being said, let's see what else is going on. I heard a merchant ship crashed a few miles north of here. Nobody's gone and recovered the wreckage yet.
Interesting. Do you know where the merchant ship was from or where it was going?
Of that I can't say.
Fair enough. Can't say or won't say.
Can't. Other than that, let's see. Oh, yeah, a whole bunch of ships belonging to some noblemen have shown up in the Isles, putting up a bunch of wanted posters.
Oh, you happen to have one?
Oh, that I do.
Oh, can I see it?
Yeah, he pulls it out and he hands it to you.
What's it look like?
That's a good question. What skill would I have you roll for this?
To look at the poster? Oh no.
Diplomacy, maybe?
No.
Appraise?
gather information.
Right. I think that's a nat 20.
Yes,
Stop
it
it.
was. It was whispered to me, by the way. I'm going to change that.
Whoops.
Yeah, you...
I know everything about it.
It doesn't look like them, per se. But this person looks a little bit like Kazan.
Alright. Do you mind if I keep this? I've just never had a wanted poster before. I collect trinkets.
They're putting them up all around town, so take it.
Thank you. What else has been going on?
That's it.
Well, thanks for all the info. Say, Pretty Eyes, you think my group can get a little bit of a newbie discount here?
He squints.
It's
All three of you came up to the bar?
I thought it was just me and Z.
Jurgen said lead the way, so I assumed that meant he was following. But if he didn't follow...
Oh yeah, Jurgen would have followed as well.
Okay.
He's just standing there awkwardly, like listening to this.
Yeah, he's not even like at the like he's just like standing behind you guys. Like, huh.
He goes, alright. If you get food as well, I'll only charge you 4 copper.
Works for me. Oh, you're the best. We're gonna come here all the time. What's your name, by the way?
Sign. C-Y-N-E.
My next question was, how do I spell that?
Cuine.
Well, thanks, Sean. We'll take the food and the drinks for 4 copper.
Yeah. You get some roasted crab and cheese. And a tankard of ale.
Neat.
When we get back to the group, can I pull Kazar aside?
If you want to go for it immediately, sure. But yeah.
Hey, look. I'm not one to judge anyone with secrets, but these are up all over town, and I show him the wanted posters.
He just nods and says, "Those were posted back in Paw Hill too."
Again, I'm not gonna ask questions. Is this gonna affect the group in any way?
I don't see how.
I mean, maybe it's not you, but it looks a little like you, and in case they did think it was you, you have a plan, right?
He looks down at he looks down at the poster, looks at the name, and then looks at you and says, "It's a good thing that isn't me then."
Alright. And look, if you ever need any help getting out of a stitch, lips are sealed. And she does a little like thing where you drag your hand across your mouth and like pretend to lock it. And then I just kind
He just kind of
of
raises an eye at that.
symbolically tears up the paper.
Um.
And then hand him the drink.
So, after that conversation is over, Jurgen says, I have a bit of a confession myself. I'm not too sure about the storm that he says is coming, but I had an awfully vivid dream the other day. Or no, that was this morning. This morning, uh, I think it was us in that storm. And for some reason, I had the amulet that the captain had. So I don't know if this is all connected, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little spooked.
Yeah. I'd be too.
I I, I don't run from danger, but dreams connecting into actual life, I don't. Deja vu is not very comfortable for me. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So I'd prefer to stay out of the storm, if we could.
Okay, but how?
I don't know. Don't go sailing while there's possible death right there. I'd rather live a couple more days. Of course, it did he say how far away the storm was? Do we know?
All he said
Or
is
did he
soon.
just say it's coming? He he actually has like hairs sticking up at the back of his neck. He's like, I just don't feel the most comfortable right now. That's all. I'm never gonna run away from it. If we go, we go. Doesn't mean I'm gonna be happy.
It's up to you guys.
In the meantime, we have a lead. Should we go check with the others?
Probably the best idea.
Yeah.
Speaking of the others, where are Tilly and Dragona?
That is a good question. Honestly, I might be trying to... Oh, I don't know. I guess, could I see if I know anyone that, like, someone who might be able to give me a lead?
I mean, you definitely don't know anybody around here.
No. Okay.
But I'll give, like, you can roll a gather information as kind of like a carousing, like you're just busting around looking for leads.
Yeah, I mean, I'll basically do that. I'm sure people are hawking their talents around, so I guess I'll do the same. Gathering information is not something I'm terribly good at, but...
We'll come back to that. Dragona, what are you doing?
I think she probably would have made her way to the bar at some point. Right behind the others.
Okay.
Not really sure what to do, but like, she came late.
Okay.
I would
So
think.
how I'm imagining this is Tilia's off doing something else. The rest of you are together.
Yeah, that could work. Yeah, she just got here though, so yeah, they'd have to catch her up and stuff. But now she would be with them.
Okay. Okay. Tilia, you are out carousing, like, talking to people, trying to, like, going into various bars and asking around, just trying your best to get information, but nobody really seems to be biting. You don't know if it's because people are intimidated by your very impressive height, or if it's just the general hostility of the people around here. But as the day goes by and like the sun moves, gets into later afternoon, you're making your way through one of the streets when somebody behind you calls your name. They go, Captain Tilia?
I'll turn around.
Yeah. And as soon as you turn around, you are greeted to 3 people unsheathing their blades. And then behind you, you have just turned around to see these 3 people. You hear more. And the person who addressed you, leading the 3 that you're aware of, says, "You should never have left that island." And that's where we end session.
Oh. Uh-oh.
That's a solid ending.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope this was at least entertaining watch for session 1 of The Heart of the Sea. Bye-bye.
Good night into the friends of the internet.
Thanks for watching.
Goodbye.